Yep. Man, I gotta save some storage space. Like I say, man, sometimes I just be sitting back venting, which is not a problem. I just think about the things I've been through with family, friends. That's why I don't do a whole lot of extra business ventures because, man, I don't have, the more I made, the more people took. After my mother passed, people stole money out of my account. I've never had a cash app. I don't even order things offline. I don't. So to be used by so-called people you call family, nah, that's why I don't do a whole lot of things. I don't do a lot of things in groups. I don't feel like it doesn't take a village. I've always been a loner. My mother worked. Yes, my mother. That was her last name. After she got remarried, she was an educator. She was a home economics teacher. She started at Southwest Edgecombe, and then when we moved to Garner in '92, she became assistant principal in Wake County. And after school, she had after school events, so she sometimes didn't get home too late. My sister, by that time, she was already working. My stepfather, he worked 2 jobs. And my father, for a while, my dad really wasn't allowed to even be around me for a while. So I spent a lot of time alone. I had friends in the neighborhood. My mom always made sure I had things at the house to keep me busy. My stepfather kept he had Rottweilers at the time. And that's why I don't even like dogs, because that was more of a distraction. It kept me busy those were his dogs, but it was like, I don't know. I always got in trouble for not feeding the dogs on time. That's the reason why I would never let my child get a dog unless he wants to decide he wants. I'm not gonna force that on him, and I don't got the time to take care of one. Neither does he, because I want him to focus on school and grow up to be an adult. This goes back to the video I made the other night when I seen, like, you never know unless you're there present all the time. You never know how a child is coming up. That's why I'm here with my son 24/7, because I want to make sure he's not taken advantage of, like people try to take advantage of me with me being out of the picture. I don't want to see nobody take advantage of my son, because I'm noticing certain character traits. I'm not saying he has a disability, but there were certain things that his mother had in her system while she was carrying him, and I'm watching him, and I just want him to be healthy. And there's certain things I feel like he's missing on in certain areas that he can improve, and I don't want anyone to categorize him the wrong way. And the only way I'm gonna know that is if I'm present all the time. So that's the reason why I take the time to make sure I'm there, so I can watch and observe, see how he's coming up, see if how he's understanding certain things, or anything I can help him improve on. If not, then I know another route I can take. But man, and with that being said, like how some of my videos, I grew up, and people at a young age, with everybody else being so busy, I didn't have the extra hands-on to help me learn at home. So people misdiagnosed me. They were going around and telling people. Some people thought that I could not read. Then I want to thank my teacher, Miss Farrell and Miss Knox at Westlake Middle School, who told them, they were like, the boy can read and he can write. So my mother kept putting certain books in front of my face that she knew I was interested in. So I learned how to improve my reading. I always kept the dictionary beside me so I could study the words that I didn't understand. I can comprehend it in text if I saw it and what I was interested in reading. If I went to the dictionary and found the meaning, once I saw that word in another text, I realized what the meaning was. But you have to be careful, because some of these words have multiple different meanings depending on how it's used. Like I'm trying to teach my son now how to talk first, second, and third person. So, and understand the meaning of that. So when he's out with his friends, if he hears something his friend says that they heard from another individual, he doesn't go back and repeat it to another individual and be making himself look silly because, hey, he didn't hear it first person. I said, because sometimes people put you out there and make you like a fool. So I'm trying to get him to learn, because like, even when it comes down to the Bible, people have to realize Jesus would have been the first person. He was performing all the works and miracles. Second person would have one who was watching, observing him and writing the Bible. Third person would be the ones who are reading the Bible. And when you go to church, you have to be careful. If you're sitting in a congregation, you're the fourth person because you're hearing their opinion. You know, you got four different, it could change all the way down the line. So you have to learn how to read the word, I feel like, for yourself. That's why it strengthened my spirit of discernment through prayer too, to help God to guide me accordingly. But I'm not going to stick on that too much. Like I said, I've got my own accomplishment. I don't study the Bible. I got six different Bibles right before me, right here before me, that I can go through different texts, trying to figure out the meaning, why certain words were changed, why certain words were taken out of certain Bibles, depending on which origin it came from. And I study it that way, man. Like I said, I just want to make another quick video. Say, I encourage you, get into your word, any word, any word. Pray just as, feed your spirit, man, just as much as you eat. Feed your spirit, man. Feed your spirit, man, just as much as you eat. Pray just as much as you eat. Be encouraged and not discouraged. Feed your spirit, man, just as much as feed your natural. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have to correct myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself. Feed your spirit, man, just feed your natural. Pray just as much as you eat. Be encouraged and not discouraged. I'll get into your word. Feed your spirit, man, just feed your natural. I'll be blessed. Be encouraged.